guys? It's your boy, the hater, up in this piece. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge something good that is happening, right? But as usual, this good thing has been surrounded by bad things, right? But not horrible things. Now, it's no secret that in this channel, I have made several videos correctly predicting the fact that Karrion Kross will not be nothing more than a jobber, right? I've gotten some flack for these videos. Even my own fans have said, "This ain't it, hater. You're wrong about this one, hater." No, I wasn't. As usual, the hater can see these things coming a mile away. In addition, one of the videos that I did where I rebooted my channel was about Karrion Kross, and I believe this was the catalyst for those two dorks, Technical Work Rate Productions, to come after me for no reason whatsoever. So if those people ever step out of line again, I will make countless videos destroying them. Now, with that being said, Karrion Kross holds a special place in my heart. And this video is about the newest iteration of Karrion Kross. Now, the newest iteration of Karrion Kross is the same old boring Karrion Kross, but now he has slightly longer hair, right? As someone that has had both Karrion Kross's current haircut and the bald haircut, myself, I prefer the bald one, but that's neither here nor there. The hater's growing his hair a little bit, so things change. Now, the only interesting thing about Karrion Kross now is that AOP is back. Now, it's no secret that I'm a big fan of AOP, Rezar from Albania, and the other guy who I think he's presented as being from India, but he's actually like Canadian, right? These two guys are obviously badasses, right? I've looked them up. Rezar, he's from Albania, but he grew up in the Netherlands, and in the Netherlands, he was an MMA fighter, and he was young, he's big, he's strong, he's tough-looking, he comes from a tough pedigree. The other guy is an Indian-Canadian, I believe. I don't know if he was born in India or in Canada, but he's an Indian-Canadian, and he was an amateur wrestler, and I think he almost made the Olympic wrestling team in Canada, or he got close, or he didn't want to go or something, right? So, and he's also large and looks intimidating. These guys are badasses, right? That's why I always like them. They're badasses, and their gimmick is they're badasses, right? No nonsense, no goofy crap, no private party, no street profits. These guys are badasses, right? And they're presented as badasses, and they have a badass manager called Paul Ellering. Now, their entire shtick was they're the authors of pain, and they enjoy inflicting pain, and they're writing the book on pain and all this nonsense, right? Now, while this is garbage, right, it goes hand in hand with Karrion Kross's TikTok doomsday nonsense, right? Now, is this, I guess we'll call it a stable. They're called the Final Testament. Is the stable going to lead anywhere? Absolutely not, right? This stable has mid-card jobbers written all over it. However, it might get them TV time. And in my opinion, it might allow for an opportunity for the real stars, AOP, to become tag team champions, right? Karrion Kross is just not going to make it, right? Now I guess we could say he's the leader, but the way that the vignettes go, Paul Ellering is the leader, and these guys are just like his three. There's just another member of the Authors of Pain now called Karrion Kross, right? He fits in with that aesthetic. Not really, because he's like smaller than those two guys, but he's big enough. Like, one thing that I can never criticize Karrion Kross for is that he looks often like a badass, right? Not always. Like, the long hair, I don't think is a good look, but he looks like a badass, right? And some of the promos that he's cut in the vignettes have been pretty good. Right? So I'm not saying I'm getting on board. I still think he's a jobber, and I don't really see what the big deal is. But I think that ship has sailed, right? Nobody sees what the big deal is anymore. Nobody is seriously going to suggest now that Karrion Kross, like they did when I was saying otherwise, nobody's going to suggest that he's the future of WWE, right? That ship has sailed big time, right? At best, he can be a mid-carder. At best, he can have like a Chad Gable type career, in the sense that he's just there, kind of like maybe not even become Intercontinental Champion, but that's about it. That's about as far as he can go. Intercontinental Champion, he can be like a Cesaro, right? Like, he can have like one mid-card title reign and then be in infinite tag teams until it's time to retire, right? Or go to AEW. So in that role, I like Karrion Kross, right? My issue with Karrion Kross always was that he's overhyped. You can go look at my videos. It's exactly what I say. He's overhyped and overrated. He's obviously better than Nakamura, you know what I'm saying? He's obviously better than JD McDonough, you know what I'm saying? He's better than Finn Balor. No one's saying that he's better than Samoa Joe. He's better than a lot of people, is my point. But he's not good enough, right? He's not good enough. And my issue wasn't even with Karrion Kross. It was more so with the fans that refuse to accept the facts, right, that insist that he is great, right? Because either they've just been disillusioned and they just believe that anyone that isn't the size of Daniel Bryan could be the next big thing, or they're new fans and don't understand, or quite frankly, in the case of some of them, are just morons, right? Who really believe that this guy is great because they're like, well, I think he's cool, therefore he's great. No, you're a dork and he isn't cool, right? Not my fans, that's other people. Maybe some of my fans, who knows, right? The point is, this stable, by virtue of it being a stable that is now connected through a purpose of causing chaos, right? With an already established team who actually did that, right? And who wrestled brutally, with Paul Ellering, who kind of has that mystique about him, as well as the pedigree after managing the Road Warriors, whose entire gimmick is just like, they're two Road Warriors, right? They're like from Mad Max, and they're scavengers, and they're just general badasses, right? As the gimmick progressed into like a more, normalized, like two badass guy. It went from like two scavengers in a post-apocalyptic world to just two badasses called, Legion of Doom, right? Or the Road Warriors. So that being said, there is potential here. I like that they're wrestling the Lashley group because it's a balanced feud, right? Like, chances are Lashley would... Actually, I'm not so sure, to be honest. I don't know if Lashley would beat up Razor and Akam, right? Because they're like half his age. They're big. They're strong. One of them is a wrestler. The other one is an MMA fighter, right? So I'm not sure, But obviously, Lashley would destroy Karrion Kross, right? And, obviously, Lashley, Karrion Kross, and AOP would obviously destroy, like, probably all of them would probably beat up Angelo Dawkins because he's kind of, he's not fat, but he's like kind of like unathletically chubby, you know what I mean? Like he's nothing special, right? Like definitely the AOP would like murder him and Lashley would murder him. I don't know about Karrion Kross. And everyone except for Montez Ford would destroy Montez Ford in 2 seconds, right? But because Lashley is so successful and he's a former champion, it seems like a balanced trade-off, right? This could be a good throwaway elimination tag match or something at WrestleMania, right? Or if you want to give them only 8 minutes, just a 6-man tag at WrestleMania, maybe a 6-man street fight or something quick, right? That could feature all of them and have them have a spot on the card, right? That's a good way to put 6 guys in one quick match and have it be somewhat meaningful, right? Chances are they're probably going to like wrestle before that, but I think that would make a good WrestleMania match. Now, beyond this, I'm excited because the association between Karrion Kross and AOP, right, hopefully, leans more towards AOP's characters and less so towards Karrion Kross's inexplicable character. Karrion Kross and AOP are both presented as the same kind of thing, but AOP was taken more seriously because they wrestled in a way that's commensurate to their gimmick. One of the criticisms I have of Karrion Kross is that his moveset is garbage, right? His moveset is a Doomsday Saito suplex, which is essentially a back suplex. Call it what you want. Add adjectives all you want, Doomsday. Add names and nouns all you want, Saito. It doesn't matter. It's still a back suplex. He has a sleeper hold, which he calls a straight jacket. It's just a sleeper hold. I mean, you can call it what you want. Again, it's just a sleeper hold. And then he has the little club to the back of the head thing. Now he has that little F5 pump handle thing, which I think is a horrible move, but it's interesting. It fits him well. He can do it. He's strong, right? AOP, on the other hand, wrestled like the characters they're supposed to embody, right? That's a lost art, right? And I'm making a video about that too. It's a lost art, but AOP wrestles like they're supposed to wrestle, right? And with that being said, if Karrion Kross can switch his wrestling style to be more entertaining, right? Like if these guys, for example, are not just winning with like a forearm to the back of the head, but instead they're doing like the Super Collider, which is a simple but cool double team move. The double power bomb where they smack each other, where they smack their opponents, they slam their opponents into each other in the power bomb, and then they each do like a quarter turn and just power bomb the person down. It just looks badass, right? It's like there's nothing crazy about it. It's like the Shield's triple power bomb, right? It's not this aesthetically pleasing finisher, and I know it doesn't hurt more than a real power bomb. They're just a one-man power bomb, but it's just badass because it's a simple move just done with an extra oomph, right? That's the kind of stuff I want to see. They also have like their other finisher, the final chapter, but I personally always thought the Super Collider was just better as a move. But anyways, the point is, if they can do like, I don't know, like a 3-man Super Collider, let's say, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know. Figure something out. The point is, there's a potential here, right? There's a potential for a nice mid-card jobberish stable, right? They should go after Judgment Day. I think that would be a good, once they switch shows, That'd be good, because that's kind of what Judgment Day was before. They were that. They were these like crazy dudes that would like concerto people, and now they're just like a bunch of goofs. But it is what it is. The point is, there is some opportunity here for that cuck, Karrion Kross, and the other jobbers that are involved in this. And I do wish them well. I hope they do well. Cuckolds!